محمود فارس جنرال مانجر لإيبيسوفت انترناشونال سنغافور. هيز ايجيبشن، هو مصري، لكن يعني لا تؤاخذوه لو هو اتكلم، لان هو العربي بتاعه بعافيه شويه، مش كده متكسر شويه، لكن قد ايه يعني الاكسنت بتاعته او الاكسون بتاعته حلوه قوي لما بيتكلم، يعني بنحس ان هو يعني حد اوكي، حد كده من بره يعني وجاي قاعد معانا، فا اوكي يعني we are so proud of him يعني. السيشن عن ايه يا باشمهندس؟ يا where is it؟ اوكي you can go. خدوا مني بتاعي فانا بس مش راضيه اسيبه، بس اوكي لا.
My name is Fares. You can call me Fares. I'm sorry, I'm going to do this in English because as she said, my Arabic is 10:30 or maybe 1:30. Okay. First of all, on behalf of Mr. Chris Lim and myself, Mr. Chris is from Korea and myself is from Singapore, we would like to thank ASC, Dr. Baha and Dr. Jehan for having us here. And secondly, we are very proud that ASC has agreed to be our exclusive distributor for Middle East and Africa market. Okay, it's amazing what I've just heard in this event, and everything is beautiful about cybersecurity, but we are a little bit different. We are not concerned with what goes on outside. Our solution actually compromises of a privileged identity and access management of privileged users, super users, people who actually have the key to your kingdom. And until today, a lot of organizations do not have the know-how of what they are doing within their sector. Okay, the product is called GateoneZ. It's currently the #1, since 2004, since we started, it has been the #1 market leader in South Korea. It's not working with me. Wales. Okay, thank you. Okay. We're very proud to be also the world's first agentless privileged identity access management solution in the world. Oh, okay. And in 2017, we have the largest reference in South Korea with clients based in US, Poland, China, Rwanda, Philippines. And we are trying to penetrate the market of the Middle East because we see there is a very good opportunity for this. Our motto is to give you the highest safety at the lowest ROI possible, the fastest ROI possible. This one also not working. No. It will work. Okay. I think a lot of you know who this person is. This is Mr. Edward Snowden, very infamous man in the US. What we do is we protect organizations from malicious insiders like Edward Snowden. Edward Snowden is a guy who just went into work in NSA, plugged in a thumb drive, and walked out with an amount of data that actually made a lot of problems after that. Ooh, very nice. So we help deal with excessive privileges, unmanaged password, human errors, loss or theft of information. It's not my luck. Okay, can you go to the next slide? These things don't like me that much. All right, so typically in the olden days, and still up to today, a lot of, yeah, I told you it doesn't like me that much. In the olden days, and still up to today, all companies have is a firewall. They use their Active Directory to authenticate their users, enter the firewall, but whatever happens behind here is unknown. So companies don't know actually what's happening within their infrastructure. Sometimes things go lost, sometimes human error deletes stuff, and servers shut down and they don't know. So we are here to try to help. According to a source of mine in the internet, I think it's IBM, they say 70% of all security incidents are due to insufficient employee security solutions. It's not just that. It's also a lot of companies think training their staff alone is enough. But we are all humans at the end of the day, we'll still make mistakes. So with a good technology and a good training program, there will be much better control over what happens within your systems. Okay, GateoneZ comprises of few solutions, all founded and done with our R&D team in Korea, which is first is password management. We protect root passwords. So instead of giving your root passwords to your users or your third-party vendors or your cloud providers, we authenticate a special token for them, a password that will change periodically every single day. So you don't have the root password, you cannot access it if you don't have the time. GateOne is the identity and access management solution. So this is one of the core. This is what happens. This is the one that actually monitors the solution, gives you 4 different work logs, script logs, detail logs, video logs, things that you can use for forensic analysis and also use it in a court of law in case of an incident. Queue management is identity and account management. So this is where I set the rules and policies for the users. What time he's in, where he can do, what commands he can use, what scripts he can use, whether or not he's allowed to do any changes or into the server or into the switches or into the nodes. It all depends on his job scope. So now he has only the right location to go to, the right job he can do, and the right commands he can use. So in that way, I help to limit or decrease the amount of any errors that will be done. So when you combine all these 3, you get GateoneZ, a whole total solution of password management, identity management, and account management. And in Korea, recently we've launched vulnerability analysis risk together with the solution, which is coming out soon. We are translating it into English and we're bringing it out to the market. So as I said, you got IAM, you got AM, IAM, PM, and you get GateoneZ. So it's a whole total solution from start to finish. We don't just give you one pillar and tell you the rest, get it from another company. Companies should realize that the best way to do things is to have high availability, real-time monitoring, and a perfect working log saved. This will help you increase your productivity in case of mistakes that happen or in case of theft. So I always say it's internal, but also helps with external. So if a hacker goes into the system, most of the time he's looking for credentials of privileged users in order for him to go in and do whatever he needs to do. But when we have control of our privileged users, this user have a limit of items they can do inside. So for example, he goes inside. He presses kill and enters is denied. After 2 attempts, the system will auto-kill his session, send an alert to the management, tell them there is a person trying to penetrate into this system using this command, which is not allowed. And we'll get the IP address and everything of the person using. This data is in Korea. Over the past 6 months, we've done it with our clients. So if you look at it in finance, from 100 threats on normal, we have been able to reduce them to 4%. So 4 threats in a year, in 6 months. Enterprise as well, from 200 to 6. Government, 250 to 5. Telecommunication has always been the most. 300, we managed to reduce it to 6. And in turn, not just ROI, we save reputations. The next slide, I'll show you how much it was saved. Let's just, for example, take telco. Telco, an average loss amount of sales per hour is about $500,000. We have an average obstacle per year of about 300, and it takes, let's say, about an hour, 1 man hour to do it. You need 3 men to do it. So in total, it's 900 plus $500,000.
About $163 million. We have managed to reduce it to $20 million, saving them $149 million. That's money. Second, we save reputations. Third, we help with productivity.
So I'm not a technical guy, so I'm going to do the best that I can on this. GateoneZ is always placed after the firewall. So when a user accesses it, the administrator has to give a right to the user. So we'll call this the jump server. So he will go in with his credit, with his rule-based policies of which server he can go, what time he can go in, and if it's allowed, then he'll access into the server. Everything is done agentless. There's no point going to the server. There's no client. The client has nothing installed. The nodes has nothing installed. Everything is just installed onto our engine. Oh, that was fast. So users can actually go in, log into the system, request for approval. We can have different levels of approval for the user, and from there, he can go in. Next slide. So when you save logs, you're able to recover data faster in case of a mishap. And I'll share with you one very famous case study in Korea. But before that, I'd like to mention one thing. Our engine runs on a Linux, on a CentOS or a Red Hat OS. But we support all Unix, all Windows servers,
all Linux and all network infra for as our nodes. So whatever is in your infrastructure, we will support it. Okay, stock exchange in Korea, one of the biggest stock exchanges in the world. In 2015, a developer went in to do some work. There was two servers that are alike. One was the developer server and one was the e-trading server. He went into the wrong server. Did his work, accidentally deleted a bunch of data and left. The system crashed. There was no stock market. They have our solution. They played back the video log. In 10 minutes, they were able to find out exactly which data was missing. It took them 3.5 hours to migrate all that data back in. Compared to not having something like this, you're going to go be finding a needle in a haystack. We managed to save billions, but still they had to pay a lawsuit. There was companies that lawsuit was $3 million. So we help with such technologies. You can help, stock market crash, the whole country can crash. So we help with that. Okay, some of our references. So as I said, we have a lot. People like Samsung, LG Global, CG, Lotte. I think top 10 companies in Korea are our clients, as well as the top 3 telco companies, SKT, they are our clients as well as about 95% of the government sectors. So these are some of the clients, and this is our public institution. So with the event today and yesterday, cybersecurity, as well with proper security levels that you can have, you can actually reduce the amount of any risk from internal or external. But sadly, a lot of companies, not just in the Middle East, in Asia as well, they do not give priority to internal security. Their main focus is always external. But internal security is much more dangerous, as I know where the data is, I know where to find stuff. I can just go in, steal it, and you don't know anything about it. So this is where we are. Rwanda is Ministry of Communication. They called us and they got a solution. Philippines is the whole Philippines police force as well. China, Poland, US, and Brazil, they're using us for LG Global. Thank you. I don't have the demo. Thanks.